Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to talk to a very successful immigration attorney who's going to share her own personal journey and what makes her firm so successful. Her story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, when you say the word immigration in this country, it's become so political that it's often just polarizing. But I think everybody watching this would agree that legal immigration is the goal for this country. And at some point, Congress and the president will pass something that makes it easy, and we can put some of this in our rearview mirror. To talk about that today, Lucia Marquez. She is a very successful immigration attorney, and she's an immigrant herself. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Well, let's start at the very beginning. So you immigrated to this country when you were 8 years old?
That is right. I came to California to meet my mom and my father, who were already there. And then we moved to Nebraska, and that's where I grew up.
Yes, and so you know very well the journey of the immigrants, and to talk about your path into law, because it wasn't like you just woke up one day and said, I want to become an immigration attorney. How did it happen?
Yes, I went to college with the intention of becoming a journalist. I did a double major in journalism, public relations, advertising, and Latin American studies. Then after college, I joined the AmeriCorps program, and they placed me in a nonprofit called Lutheran Immigration Services. There, we were helping refugees and other immigrants obtain legal status if they qualified. And I became in love with the work, and I decided that that's what I wanted to pursue, and that's when I decided to pursue law school.
Yes, and one of the things that separates you from other immigration firms is that you can really empathize with your clients.
Yes, I feel that I can relate to their story because that's my journey. And also, whenever I work with my clients, I always feel that I'm working with my uncle or somebody dear to me. I always want to be truthful, tell them their prospects, and also what we can do for them.
Yes, and if you can't help them, you're telling them that up front.
Yes, because I don't want them to waste resources, time, and also takes an emotional toll, to have hope when they don't really qualify. But if they qualify, then yes, we help them, and we try to, put our efforts to get them a good result.
Absolutely. We've got some video that we pulled off of your Facebook. This was a promo video that you had shot a little while ago, but I was so impressed with the video that I was like, we need to show this. Tell us about attracting new clients. What kind of clients are you looking for?
Well, individuals that would like to obtain a legal status to work and live in the U.S. with their loved ones. Individuals that have been living here for a while and end up in deportation proceedings, if they need representation or advice, legal advice. Individuals who are looking to get waivers for unlawful presence and obtaining legal status, or just individuals who would like to know if they have a path to legal status.
And Lucia, I know from watching the media, there's a lot of misinformation out there. We hear a lot about court backlogs. I'm sure that some of the immigrants who come to you already have a preconceived notion about, this is going to be too hard, or it's going to take years for me to see the inside of a courtroom. What is your experience right now with how difficult or easy is it to get legal status?
It really depends. Everybody has a different journey or different eligibility. What I do advise is that people get a seek legal advice to know what their prospects are, because they may be missing on a benefit that they qualify for. Some people, there is a backlog, especially after COVID. It got a little longer, but some people qualify for benefits that are not that long, and it puts them in process. And then once that's over, time is going to go by.
Sure.
So wouldn't you want to have a process, and when that time passes, then you have your green card or your legal status if you qualify? And not everyone ends up in court. It's usually you're dealing with the agency, USCIS, and others do end up in court. So it's always a good idea to first get legal advice and see what your prospects are for immigration.
Absolutely. And I was on your website, and we're going to pull this up. I was really impressed with all of the services that you offer. So it's not just immigration. I think child custody is on there. There's a whole bunch of stuff. What part of your practice do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy the most immigration. That's what I've done since 2008, since I started working at the nonprofit. And a lot of for example, the guardianships, or a lot of the other services I offer have a connection to immigration. So I would say I'm mainly an immigration attorney.
And I have to imagine you have stories of immigrants that you've helped achieve legal status where they just throw their arms around you and hug you for taking them through this process.
Yes, I have many memories of, including from back when I used to work at the nonprofit, even though it was more like a background role. And the most recent one was two individuals, a married couple. They had been in the U.S. for 30 years, undocumented, and it was very hard on themselves because they don't know what their future holds or what dangers if they're going to be deported and leave, their home, their family. So I was able to get them out of deportation and get them a green card through their U.S. citizen daughter and a legal entry that they previously had. So and I know that was a relief for them because, like I said, they've been doing it they've been undocumented for 30 years, and it was a relief for them to finally be at peace.
Yeah, no, I can see in your eyes why you're so passionate about this, and help us greater understand the person who's undocumented. There's probably sleepless nights. They're probably worried about every traffic stop. They're kind of living life in a sense of uncertainty all the time.
Yes, and I know a lot of them are very strict with how they follow, for example, making sure they stop at the stoplight, the correct amount of minutes or seconds. And some mothers telling their daughters, here's some money if I don't come back because I get deported, go to your aunt and take this money to them.
Wow.
So yes, there is a lot of uncertainty and a lot of hardship when you don't know what
Absolutely.
The future holds.
Well, Lucia, I know there are people watching this right now who say, I think I just found my attorney. So if they call you, there's no financial obligation to have a conversation with you just to see if it's a fit, right?
Exactly, yes. So we will do a consultation, and I will explain to them their options, their prospects, and then they can decide, whether they want me to represent them or not.
Outstanding. Well, I sure appreciate you, and I hear your heart. So thank you for your mission and your ministry to make this a better place. We're going to end up with her website, which is luciamarquezlaw.com. The great Lucia Marquez. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.